Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Circle of Alchemy Sisters. I am Dedra. I'm here with my co-host, the beautiful Kristi Lynn. We were having our morning meeting and we were talking about this space between becoming. So I'm going to hand it over to Kristi and we're just going to get into this.
Yeah. Okay, so the space between becoming is exactly where we are right now, right? As a human species, as an evolutionary species, we are literally in right now the space between becoming, okay? And there is a difference in vibrations with people who, goosebumps everywhere, know that they're in the space, and people who don't know they're in the space, right? Because it can feel very confusing. Now, to be a high vibrational person does not mean that I'm channeling already. This is going to be a powerful episode. To be a high vibrational person does not mean that you have to be aware of spirituality or of the high vibration. Some people are naturally high vibrational people, and that's why they struggle so much with the world that's going on around them, because they feel a certain way and they can't understand why things around them could be so bad, why people could behave so badly. They don't understand. And if they were to take a step into the spiritual realm, it might help them understand and feel a bit better about the situation, right? When you are a quote unquote, they're bringing up the word muggle, right? When you're like a muggle, when you feel like you're a muggle, right? None of you are muggles. You are all magical creatures, every single one of you. But when you feel like you're just a regular human here living on this earth and you're experiencing all of these shifts and transformations, constant tingling in my crown chakra, by the way, it just like won't stop. So we have a new channel, and we discussed it before we started recording. I'm channeling someone new today that the team brought through, and my crown chakra will not stop tingling. So that's exciting. What was I saying? Remind me so I can pick it up, please. Stepping into the spiritual realm as a muggle. Right? Okay, so if you are a regular person and you don't have sort of the spiritual knowledge, because that's what it is. When you wake up, right, you're functioning as a regular human in the matrix, right? And then something triggers you and you sort of wake up and you start seeing things. Your third eye starts to open. It's a little crusty at first, and you start to open and you start to see things, but you question them and they sort of freak you out, so you go right back into the matrix, right? That fear is what needs to keep questioning it, keep expanding, because once you grasp the idea that there is a matrix here, okay? We are living inside of a matrix. The human earth is a matrix. It is programmed to do certain things. It is programmed to hold certain energies. And the goal is to wake up to the matrix and create your own life within the matrix, right? We then can go back to the matrix and pluck the things out that we want to use for us. Instead of the matrix controlling us and ruling us, we're in control of our own lives, and we can grab things out of the matrix that we want to play with and we want to create with, and we can bring them into our world. So once we wake up to that fact and we know that all of these things are going on around us, it's easier to work through all of the things that are happening. Because once we know that there are energetics taking place, I'm not in the matrix anymore, so that means I'm living and I'm participating here in this new earth. In this new earth, there are a bunch of universal secrets that humans don't know and haven't used before. But here we are bringing forward these tools for people to use, right? It's a tool to it's a tool to know that you can create exactly what type of life you want to live, right? but also know that there are certain energetics coming down onto the earth to help us transform into the way that our blueprint was created. Right? We each have a blueprint when we came down. That's why we have the astrological, we have a birth chart. That's our blueprint. We are here to experience certain things. We are here to go through certain things. We are here to experience certain things. But not everything is on the blueprint. There is room for magic. Right? And that's when we can bring in this universal magic and create things alongside of going with the blueprint that is created for us. All we have to do is really just follow the energetics that are going on, right? If there is a full moon, tune into the full moon. What kind of energies is it bringing through? What kind of triggers are you experiencing? What kind of emotions are you feeling? That's how you tune into the full moon. Usually your emotions are going to be matching the energetic description of what the full moon is bringing for you. Right now, let's talk about what's going on still. We are shedding, right? There are triggers happening for everyone all over the planet. It is the last final days for us to bring attention to the things that are going to hold us back when we go in to this whole new energetic cycle that is about to happen. So, I got really excited there. Do you have anything to add to that? Do you have anything to experience? You experienced something this last week.
So, to go along with the shedding, yes. For a year, we have been talking about codependency. It's been a theme of pretty much all of our videos that we have recorded. And I always considered it to be like...
Not for you.
Yes. I mean, I didn't completely understand what codependency meant. I thought it was like being codependent on a person, but it's not. It's literally like seeking validation or approval from other people outside of yourself, friends, relying on certain behaviors or the way people respond to you to feel a certain way. It could be like the people pleasing constantly, feeling good if you're helping people, if you're being productive, just wanting everybody else to be happy, to have a sense of self-worth. And I recognized that with a certain situation that happened that brought me into that awareness. And then it was like the breakthrough of breakthroughs. We talked about how I realized control was a theme of my life, but codependency is also wrapped up in control. And so I'm like, so it was like the bigger picture. And so I recently developed that awareness this weekend. And been working through it.
Yes, and that's exactly like the universe, your blueprint, your guides, they're all in unison to make sure that you're going to be able to fulfill what you came here. They're your support system, right?
Yep.
So as much as you're like, what the hell, guys? Like, why are you letting all this stuff happen to me? They're sitting back saying, girl, we have to do this. We have to do this. This is for you.
Well, and that's the thing, because I have always asked you. I'm always coming to you to find out answers to my questions, and you would always bring up codependency, but you would never tell me why or what the heck I was codependent. Like, you would never tell me because they wouldn't tell you. And then I had that moment where it all made sense and the puzzle pieces were finally fitting together, and now I'm able to work through that, and I don't have to go to you for answers, because I know if I just let go of control and just allow myself to receive, that all the answers are always given to us. We just have to be self-aware as we are receiving them.
Okay, and perfect example of that is also what you did last week. Did you say you sat in your room and you talked to yourself, and then once you woke up from that little talk, you did not have any recollection of what you said?
Not all of it, no.
Which is channeling, right? When we speak things. Now, this happens in our regular lives every day. We're always channeling. It's just that we're not aware that we're channeling. In those moments when your mouth is flowing and the words are just coming to you without pause, right?
Yes.
That's channeling, right? And then after you're done, that person that you're talking to or the situation is like, oh my gosh, that was really good advice. Thank you. And you're like, I don't even remember what I said.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And that's channeling. We all have the ability to do it. And I've been telling you and telling you and telling you, and you found it, right?
Yes.
And that's what happens with spirit. When we unlock certain things, other things in our life will fall into place, right? I remember I went through a situation I was learning, and it had to do with codependency. It was being loved in the silence, right? Being loved in the silence. I'm going through a situation. I'm learning how to be loved in the silence. I don't need to be paid attention to constantly to feel loved. All of these things, right? When I finally grasped it, right? I grasped that lesson. I finally was like, I am still loved in the silence. And I actually felt that I had moved through that lesson. All of a sudden, about 3 or 4 things just boom, 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 unlocked. And I could see so much more clearly things that I was not able to see before. And that's how, it's like I'm telling you, it's a matrix. There are codes and, like you unlock one thing and then other things are unlocked. It's a video game, it all happens just like that.
That is perfectly explained because that's literally what it feels like.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. And that's why I'm here, and literally I've been preaching so hard for triggers and triggers and triggers and triggers. Like, I don't know how many episodes we've been talking about triggers.
Yeah.
But it's like the final call. It's like the final boarding pass for New Earth. Are you ready? Are you paying attention to your triggers? Are you not just paying attention to them, but actually being aware that they exist? Are you trying to figure out where they came from? Are you trying to be aware when you are triggered and make different decisions? You also had a moment this week where you were very triggered and you knew that in that very moment you were in a tower moment, and it was up to you to make the decision that you always make or make a different one, and you succeeded in that tower moment also, right?
Yes.
You had a very big week.
Very big week. There was a lot going on. But you know what? The thing is through each one of these triggers and really self-reflecting and being aware of how you're processing it and how you're working through it at the time it's happening is a big thing. And I lost a lot of battles before I finally won this one. So
that's so exciting.
I listen to we come here and we talk about our experiences, and I listen to you and I'm like, I'm gonna get it. Like every time you succeed, I'm like, I'm getting there, and then finally I'm able to share a successful story. and it's a week before the fire horse, and I feel like I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's very exciting.